Somehow we did it. Animal Crossing fans did it. We manifested Brewster to be coming to New Horizons. Literally, there's like no surprise, but you know what? I'm just so glad he's here, just so people can be finally, it's fine. Hey everybody, I'm Jammer, and welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Guess what? Apparently, it's Christmas or something, because in most recent Nintendo Direct, the September Nintendo Direct, they had a brief section talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons. We didn't get a full trailer, but we did instead get the announcement of a new Animal Crossing New Horizons focus Nintendo Direct coming later next month. This teaser was shown off with a player entering the museum, looking up the staircase, and what do you know? There it is, the Roost Cafe back inside the museum yet again. So let's talk about this new update. Let's talk about the upcoming Animal Crossing feature Direct and everything we know so far coming down the line for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Oh, before we get started, if you are new here, perhaps consider subscribing. We do tons of Animal Crossing content here on the channel, and if you subscribe, you're cool. That's just how it works. And you want to be cool, of course, because if you're not, I mean, that's kind of cringe then. I don't know about that. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for listening to that. Without further ado, let's get started. So let's first talk about the announcement for the Direct. Of course, like I previously mentioned, player walks in and you see on the left-hand side of the staircase is an entrance to a new area within the museum being called the Roost. I'm sure many of you know at this point what this really means. People have been begging about this for, honestly, the entire time this game's been out, people have been begging for this. The Roost is, of course, a coffee cafe shop that has typically been inside the museum as like a little tag-on shop that you can purchase coffee at. Brewster, of course, is the barista, the host of the shop that you can purchase coffee from. Honestly, they just needed to get it out of the way. Animal Crossing fans have been begging for the Brewster and the Roost to come back. For what reason? I don't know why. Because as I've said many times before, honestly, the Roost in its previously existing form never really added that much. It was just one new location. You could go in, purchase a cup of coffee for 200 bells. Your character would be like, wow, that tastes hot. I don't know. And then that's it. You'd hop off the chair, and then Brewster would just have repeating dialogue from there, and you couldn't interact with him until the next day. KK used to play his concerts at the Roost, but now since, he plays them at the Town Hall Square, there's no really need for that anymore. So it really begs the question of what is the Roost going to offer here in Animal Crossing New Horizons? Because so far, the only information we have so far, one, it's inside of the museum again. So that's something to think about. It's not going to be a standalone shop. It's going to be inside the museum. Cool. Two, we see on the outdoor sign where it, says, here's the Roost, right? All it says is that the hours are open 24/7, which poor guy, oh my gosh. Blathers is falling asleep at his post for most hours of the day. I guess we never even think about the fact that Brewster has to stay awake this entire time. It must be all the coffee he's serving or something. I don't know. So anyways, we see the player enter the Roost, but we don't see anything inside. Instead, it cuts to a screenshot announcing the Animal Crossing Direct. But if you look in the background, that's probably what the Roost is going to look like. There's a cash register off to the left. What looks like behind the Animal Crossing logo is actually the entrance to the area. There's a classic dark wood and green motif typical to the Roost's primary colors. There's a booth here right in the front, and this could potentially be where you, the player, will sit down to get a cup of coffee, but typically you always would sit at the bar. So I don't know what this booth is for. Maybe this is for hanging out with your friends. We can speculate forever on what the Roost might do, and maybe we can save that more for a later video. But let's talk more about the Direct itself. So for one, it says it's going to be airing in October, which technically could be next week or it could be a month from now. However, later in this little teaser trailer, they do announce saying that the update itself is going to come out in November. So likely this Direct will probably happen towards the end of October, so that then the update comes soon after. It could be the week of Halloween, the week of like the 25th through the 31st or something. And then potentially the update coming out the following week, the first week of November, or even if there's a 2-week break in between it, then it'll be the second week of November. But in that case scenario, of course, it's going to be kind of a bummer that we won't get this Direct for another month, but it honestly makes the most sense depending on the timing of when this thing's going to release. If it does in fact release the first week of November, which that'd be the soonest it could release in November, the Direct could be midway through October, but then it'd still be kind of that awkward, 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks actually, in between the Direct and the actual update itself. Because as we've seen before, and as Nintendo has done with plenty of other games, most of the time with its updates and trailers and stuff, they like to have the update come out as soon as possible after the big trailer and the big Direct, right? So then you can play it as soon as possible. Regardless, we'll be getting tons of more information in this Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct in October. It'll outline all the information we need to know about the Roost, but everything else to be coming with this bigger update. And I truly think this update's going to be quite substantial considering they're making a full-blown direct for it. This is a big deal to make a full-blown focused direct. The last Animal Crossing direct we had was the one that, revealed the game in the first place, and that one was like 40 minutes. I don't expect that here. I think, honestly, if we had to guess off the top of my head, I'd say anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. A shorter direct, all things considered, but it is only focusing on one game as far as we know. Many years ago, when they had the previous Animal Crossing direct, where they showed off the Welcome Amiibo update coming to Animal Crossing New Leaf, they also showed off, some stuff for Pocket Camp, the mobile app. They also, I think, had some stuff for Happy Home Designer. So that was more like a full-blown Animal Crossing direct. And this one seems, anyways, to be more focusing on just New Horizons. Although at the same time, who knows? They could be taglining it now as a New Horizons direct, but they could include other Animal Crossing things in this direct. They could talk about another collaboration with Build-A-Bear. They've already even announced that there's going to be a new series of Animal Crossing amiibo cards for New Horizons. Series 5 New Horizons Animal Crossing cards were confirmed to be coming alongside this, and we'll be getting more information about these amiibo cards in, the Animal Crossing direct later next month. I think it's pretty obvious to know what characters these amiibo cards are going to cover. All of the new villagers that were introduced in New Horizons, Audie, Clyde, Dom, Judy, Megan, Raymond, Renee, and Sherb. Sad to say, Raymond will no longer go for millions and millions of Nook Mile tickets because now anyone can amiibo him in. Beyond that, I think also it's very likely that we will see some of the new special characters introduced in the game, like CJ, Daisy May, like Orville and Wilbur and such. We know that there's going to be an Animal Crossing New Horizons direct sometime next month, probably towards the end of the month. The update itself will come out in November, probably soon after the direct, within a couple of weeks or so. It will feature the Roost Cafe, bringing back that shop from previous Animal Crossing games to put back in the museum. Brewster, of course, will again be the host, but as far as what the Roost will do, what the new gameplay mechanics will be introduced, we don't know that just yet, and I'm sure we'll see it in the direct. In addition to the Roost, I'm sure the direct will showcase tons of new stuff that's been coming with this big substantial update. I'm really hoping that they're going to show off some big stuff here, and I think that, and of course this is the place to do it. They're making a big deal about this, and I'm sure they'll even project and talk about what other updates we're going to see beyond this November update that's going to be coming out after the direct. They may even announce this as the last New Horizons update. Who knows? We'll have to see. Maybe we could see the return of the other amiibo villagers, like the Zelda and the Splatoon inspired ones. But what could be kind of cool is what if they hint towards another new Animal Crossing project, a new Animal Crossing game. I'm not going to go with those expectations because it does seem that this is going to be very much a New Horizons focused Nintendo Direct, but it could be something cool, and I'm sure it's something we'll see inevitably, right? And it'd be awesome to see it sometime soon. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this new Animal Crossing Direct and all the new updates that will potentially come down the road? Matter of fact, what are you most excited for and what do you hope that they'll show off in this Direct? Definitely let me know that in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big awesome like, and if you haven't already, definitely subscribe for tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizons. Our stream schedule been a little all over the place, but we've been trying to get back into a weekend schedule. There's gonna be no stream on Saturday, but I might be able to squeeze one on Sunday. I'll let you guys know anyways. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!